Breaking news, MPD giving us new information about the deadly shooting of one of their own. 30-year-old Officer Officer Tuder shot and killed Sunday. NBC 15's Nicole Fierro live now from Mobile Police Headquarters. And Nicole, what did they tell us during the press conference?
Kelly, in just 10 minutes, we learned a wealth of information painting an even sadder picture of how our fallen hero, Officer Tuder, was killed. Starting with the fact that Tuder was off on Sunday, taking the extra mile in Marco Perez's case when he was tragically gunned down. Now, Chief Perez said Tuder was scheduled to be off Sunday, but he received a tip from a confidential informant about Marco Perez coming to the Peach Place Inn. Tuder came to the apartment complex dressed undercover, but moments after stepping out of the car, Chief says Perez started charging at him, forcing Tuder to engage in a scuffle on the ground with Perez that ended tragically. Chief says Perez fired a gun several times, but he doesn't believe Tuder used his weapon.
It doesn't appear at this time that Officer Tuder ever fired his weapon. He did at one point have his weapon unholstered, and then he reholstered his weapon because of the physical contact that took place. He could not control the individual by having a weapon drawn and one free hand. So as a result of that, he had to holster his weapon. And at this point, we don't know if he ever redrew his weapon.
Chief says backup was on the way for Officer Tuder, but Perez started charging at the officer before anyone was able to make it there. Now tonight at 5, I ask about any body camera footage and that gun that Perez allegedly used to shoot our fallen hero. Reporting live from Mobile Police Headquarters, Nicole Fierro, NBC 15 News.
Thank you, Nicole. An outpouring of support across our area for Officer Tuder. He was killed in the line of duty 2 days ago. Officer Tuder now at Mobile Memorial Gardens until his funeral later this week. Yesterday, thousands showed their respect lining the streets of Mobile. Officers took the 13-mile trip from University Hospital, escorting Officer Tuder's body to the funeral home. Firefighters and officers were at overpassers. Drivers stopped to show their support. Several community members told us it was important for the community to show law enforcement they have their support.
I was happy that the community came together for such a tragic incident.
It meant a lot to see a lot of people just come together.
Governor Kay Ivey ordered all flags across the state to be flown at half-staff in honor of our fallen hero. That tribute will last until sunset Sunday. Mobile police working to establish a positive relationship with the community to counter negative stereotypes of police. During Monday's procession, we asked Mobile Director of Public Safety James Barber if their effort was paying off.
Police officers throughout this country very rarely tarnish their badge, and yet sometimes they're villainized, and they certainly, again, overdose of criticism for certain actions. And so we have seen that building of trust between us in the community as well as legitimacy, and I think it's reflected in how people are respecting and honoring this officer's ultimate sacrifice to keep this community safe.
Officer Tuder was from Clay County, Florida, an area just southwest of Jacksonville. The sheriff's office there took to social media to remember their fallen hero, saying in part, "Regretfully, our nation has lost another police officer." The tweet went on to say Tuder graduated from Fleming Island High School and still has family in that area. In a statement, the department went on to say, "We send our most sincere condolences to the Tuder family as our hearts break for you all. Rest in peace, brother. We will take it from here." Baldwin County law enforcement joining colleagues in Mobile mourning the death of Officer Tuder. Baldwin County Sheriff Huey Haas-Mack says news of Officer Tuder devastates the whole law enforcement family. The entire community feels this loss. Deputies and officers in Baldwin County cities are now wearing mourning bags across their badges.
In the midst of everything that you can say is dangerous about law enforcement still goes out and helps people every day. This is going to be a time for them that is going to be tough, but they will come through it. They will prevail.
With the number of officers killed in the line of duty higher than in the past, Sheriff Mack believes even more effort will be put into trying to keep officers and deputies as safe as possible. Officer Tuder's widow, Chrissy, posted services for her late husband. A public visitation now set for Thursday evening from 5 until 8 at Dauphin Way Baptist Church in Mobile. Another public visitation is set for Friday morning at 10. His funeral will follow at 11 a.m. at Dauphin Way Baptist. Officer Tuder will be laid to rest at Mobile Memorial Gardens Cemetery. For all of our coverage on the death of Officer Sean Tuder, visit our website, mynbc15.com.